Diego si Immortal, VP.
Naku, lakad mo tatang, lakad mo tatang!
Normally.
Krish has is in his arsenal, though, to be able to pull out against the Lesh. So the avenue goes down. It's just the Storm Spirit. I mean, it's decent, right? It's really going to be both of these. What happens if Trezam just cold embraces the main target, which is going to be the Medusa? Well, he's going to die here.
Yeah, well, he's also just going to walk up to the high ground into 4 heroes of TNC.
No, don't
Trezam
hit,
can
don't
play it
reveal.
perfectly. It will not matter as he does not escape into the Enigma as the game goes on. But I think for the laning phase, it's going to be interesting to see how Summit are able to deal with this combo as Unknown's actually going to take a lot of damage here. Still doesn't have at least a point in the Menace Shield. Not that it'll help out too much. And with the snowball past the Wyvern, TNC will find...
I mean, against the Tusk, it's one of those lanes where you actually
Look at
want
this
to
in the
put that
river.
early
Hang
point.
on, CZY is going to be in trouble. I don't think he'll be able to get to Roshan fast enough as Mavis.
Going to get Splinter Blast, but just against the Tusk, especially with the Seal Off, with the Eidolons, it's just so important to be able to have that cold embrace, to be able to outlast the
Now mid
duration of
lane
the
as
Ice
well.
Shard.
Mercury's going to need some TPs raining on in. And a beautiful double
Nice
Earth
done.
Smack from CZY sets up for the Split Earth as well. They might be able to get Krish, but Carlo is still hunting the tree line. Inkswell enough damage to find the kill onto the left track and TNC. Some really good rotations coming out from the supports early.
That was that instant rotation that I was talking. He is on his Arctic Burn, right next to a cliff.
Oh, bottom
and
lane.
didn't actually look to go high ground.
Double smoke, Krish and Carlo combining together. They got the double damage rune as well, so they're onto Unknown. Cod Embrace gonna buy him a little bit of time. CZY is able to rotate over, but once again, the shards, and they gotta be cautious, because Buck thinking about stepping in, threatening with the black hole. Trezam should be able to escape. Well, yeah, it's okay. I turned away, Buck. We didn't see that. Trezam, they're gonna be forced to TP mid. They've got a sentry in the river. Aiming towards the left track. It's a defensive use to the arena. Will give Mercury enough time to be able to get out, but Krish still on hot pursuit. Zips to the high gun, back and forth. He secures the kill, but he's out of mana. CZY zaps him down from afar. So in the end, a 1-for-1, but across the map, Unknown, he gets killed off.
I don't have any stuns. I mean, I'm kind of stunned that they didn't actually look to go and Omni Slash the Mars. I know you've got the Wyvern there with the cold embrace, but I feel like...
And Mercury's going to run into the Enigma. They will even drop the arena as well for this. Again, just picking up a kill, especially on a...
Look, even if they hit the perfect Blink Black Hole and you've got the Omni Slash onto him, blah, 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 you just cold embrace the Medusa and you're probably going to be fine.
Top lane, bit of a dive attempt. Crush going to be off the mark with the spear. And while Carlo's not off the mark, Shards to block the retreat. They're going to be cautious they group up. Trezam drops the curse. It might buy enough time. Well, in fact, not going to be the case as Carlo has got the snowball ready to rock and roll.
I'm always thinking about the mind games. You don't know me.
Krish actually gonna zip in. Mercury baiting for the moment. Carlo tries to attempt the snowball to save, but Krish is gonna be okay with the magic immunity. Off to the northern side though, Crush trying to break the fight in half of the arena. Should be able to kill off Mavis easily, but back to the left track they go as TNC don't...
Supports, they've got the presence of mind to know exactly where Summit are at all times.
Well, they're gonna see your way. They might be able to jump him in, so let's see if they can blow him up. Inkswell's out. Box gonna jump into the middle. They need the curse. They need to cancel, and they'll do so, but the damage has been done. The black hole lasting long enough, giving Yolway an opportunity to be able to retreat, but they still want to go in. As Mercury beelining into the middle.
There's that cold embrace.
Buying him a little bit of time. They're onto Unknown to the back line as well. As Speed pushes him closer to the Medusa. As Yolway's falling lower and lower. Blade Fury to get out, but he will not survive. And now Mavis... They should be able to close the distance. Unknown and Crush combining together. Mavis might be able to bring the Mars into the grave, but a spear to push him out. Mavis, can he get cute enough to get the Mars? It's not going to be the case, and in the end...
He farmed a small camp that he didn't need to.
Dire structures are fortified.
Summit might be able to even up the T2 towers. They got Crush on the high ground. In a position to be able to jump in. Gets the arena. Yolway inside with a Blade Fury to protect himself. The follow-up is lacking for the moment. In the end, Mercury will be able to charge into the midst of the walls, onto the backline though. Krish, he actually wants to take the fight, targeting the line and Trezam. It's an early use of the curse, so this will definitely enable the Enigma. Mercury though still falling lower and lower. You're always going to be able to secure the kill, but it does come at a cost.
Could be the difference maker.
Yeah, only thing expended was the BKB for the Mars. Krish is lacking some mana, nothing crazy. TNC once again, another smoke and straight to Mercury they go, but they got to be cautious if they group up. Black Hold the ready, Curse at the ready. Wyvern might be in trouble if Box able to find him, unable to do so. Look at Trezam's position. Gets the Curse to cancel the Black Hole, and now Unknown is in the middle, just dealing all the damage required to kill off the Juggernaut. And TNC, they got to get out. They've got to evacuate, but they won't be able to as Unknown is pumping in the damage left, right, and center. On to the 5th they go as Tusk will...
I mean, whenever you've got someone like a Juggernaut or a Tusk that are so effective at the single target pickoff, it's always going to be great just to have a tool to isolate people. So Carlo's going to be
They see Crush. They see Crush. He's so split from the team. Mega trouble. Mars not going to get any assistance. Once again, picked off for the 2nd time in a row. They are not getting anything out of this Aegis.
And they cleared out the creep wave as well. How can you get vision? Carlo's got the axe. If they can isolate him away from the team and get that BKB Black Hole.
All right. Nice kick. Instant use of the Stone Gaze, though.
3 seconds.
Unknown's going to be able to force that back to the high camp, but that is BKB Stone Gaze expended, so Bok, he's going to consider jumping. Chris is going to do the same as well. Against the double send, now with the Black Hole. The damage is being rained into the Medusa. Now she's got a buyback, so TNC, I don't think they're going to get too much done with this, but man, what a read from TNC to find an angle.
Summit aren't going to feel comfortable going up onto a high ground against a Tusk with no buyback against the Medusa. I mean, it's just going to be super good, right? As long as you've got that...
Carlo, he's going to say Mercury alone. The BKB's going to do nothing, my friend. But the TP's starting to come through from the T2 tower. Let's see if Mercury's going to be able to stay alive for that long. But as soon as the Nihilism expires, Yowei, he can separate in the middle, provide plenty of damage to get rid of the last track. Crush is too late to the party. Drops the arena. Unknown's going to be able to follow in, but be cautious now. The threat of the Black Hole, it's up in 15 seconds. Krish needs to deal with the supports. He's going to target the line for the moment. At the back line, they get the Wyvern. They got the Wyvern, so there's nowhere to cancel now, really.
Tell you what, this is an exciting game. One of a new DPC. 2 gems on the deck as well.
Mid lane, Crush gonna reveal himself. BKB still on cooldown. Aeon Disc on cooldown as well. And Crush, you gotta hope he's got a buyback, but he doesn't. And now Unknown. With the souls. He's in trouble. Omnis touch at the last second. The Menace completely gone. That's just gonna be game. That's just game. Steps too far. Another pick off. Oh no.
Is under attack.
They went and bought the Aghanim shard as well on the last track.
Gonna jump Mercury. There we go. Box in. A single Black Hole. There's gonna be no answer as the crits come through thick and fast. And yeah, that's looking like it's game. And they call it TNC. It took them a while. 45 minutes in the end, but they will be able to find their game 1 victory.
It's those little mistakes that amplify into so much more, right? I was saying they had the better draft, and I still do honestly believe that on Summit. It was just a little bit of uncertainty with how to use certain heroes to its full potential, and at the end of the day, I just got to...
That can kind of be the issue sometimes when you have this 24th pick. Like sometimes it's really, you need a lot at the end. You still go for the Ember Spirit, so... It's...
I mean, he had a bad lane last game.
Under. Mercury's still got some mana to play with. He lost the regen. Box actually going to step back up. TNC, they brought 4 heroes to the battle as Mavis was going to try and charge his way into the middle, but the Tombstone, they dealt the split away from the Grimstroke. It's going to be Trezam fighting first, but they can keep chasing down Carlo as well. Gonna have to deal with the Tombstone Scorched Earth in a couple of seconds to try and help with that movement speed advantage, but he will not get enough distance in our Bok. He too is going to be under the pump. They will not be able to...
Actually being stalked here by Crush, who's just underneath the Radiant Vision though. But it's not as good of a Yule Scepter game as last time around, right? Like you don't have any...
It's going to be onto CZY. Use of the Arcane Rune should be able to chase him down. He's got 2 more Remnants available. He's going to use the last one to close the distance and find TNC's first blood.
Bottom tower has fallen.
But you get what I mean, right? Like, Yule Scepters on both the...
And see, how do you take towers? So how do you open up the map to really set up for these pickoff potentials?
You don't. It's the real answer to that, as Summit takes another stack in this ancient camp.
blame
although
Trezan?
be careful. They got a smoke coming through here as well.
Oh my god, just blows up one. I don't know how they kill Unknown.
I don't know, he's only got 1 point in the mana shield.
Should be able to make it back to the safety of the tier 2. Maybe Krish goes for Trezam instead. 3 points in the slide. Not enough burst, so a Gary Rush, Brown Boots, Wand. And he's only got 1 more component. Crush is under the ward.
Right.
Box going to try and close the distance. He can use a defensive arena if required. They're even going to cancel the TP. It looks like Crush still will go down nonetheless. Arena used at the last second. Now Mercury's able to close. The Doom comes out, but the Pulse Nova's still ticking. They have to respect the damage from the Leshrac. Careful about diving under the tower. That will not be required as Chris rotates over. Slight is enough to secure the kill. CZY actually goes back in with the Remnant, but off to the side, they're able to bring down Trezam. So there we go. TNC find 3, and I think they might be able to add it to a 4th. No, CZ.
Make the retreat back to the lane.
Oh, they're onto the Ember. Carlo needs to try and disrupt the combination, but there's nothing he can do to protect his core. And he too will join him in the afterlife. Now Mavis is going to be cautious. Venturing a little bit too far forward, so Crush once again is able to find the Yules to block off the retreat on the Grimstroke, and now you're just feeding away. Completed on Crush. Inkswell was stolen as well. He's not going to have too long to work with it. Definitely 1 more fight, so this could be a potent combo. There we go. Crush is going to lead in. It'll be onto the Tusk instead, so they got to be perfect with the chain control. With this, the Snowball could come out to disrupt this, but not fast enough. And now Mavis, he's going to be chased down as well. They're going to telekinesis Crush further into the middle. If they can get the Soul Mine, which he hasn't even got leveled up, so there won't be a threat of the double Doom.
It's like that you're always continuing to farm and not just stand around inside the base, but
Full wrap around.
what are you exactly giving up?
They got the vision. How do you enter the fight, though? They're going to try Carl into the backlines, able to find the Rubik. Double Doom's out as well onto the Leshrac. It's honestly a decent start to the fight. They stole the Doom, though, so CZY, a little tasty of his own medicine, back on to Mr. Carlo. And yeah, it was nice. It was a good combo. It was a beautiful wraparound, but in the end, at 3 for 1, you don't even bring down the... Will always give you a crafty way to be able to take a fight when you are behind.
Plus with the PA, right? We've seen plenty of times
again,
that
they're all grouped up. They're going to jump into the middle, but the stolen Doom onto the Tusk. So Mercury can solo down Bok with ease, and simultaneously Arena used from Crush. So able to get rid of another easy pickings as Krish. Don't want to expend the BKB. Crush.
They do if they kick her back into base, right? Because that means she's not going to be able to get Stone Gaze off, and by the time she respawns, you'll have Walrus kick back up to kick her into the fountain.
Okay. Got to be pretty perfect with your chain control. Bok's gonna jump in. Alright, well. And a Crush follows suit as well. He gets the Ember Spirit. There's no way they can keep him alive, and that... Well, the theory crafting might not have worked out too well.
You can theory craft all you want, but if the execution isn't there, that's what happens. This is game.
Yep.
They can't come back from this. 30 seconds, you're going to lose the... probably 2 lanes of racks here. I mean, you only got...
Gaze. They're going to smoke up as well to make sure it's not easy for TNC. Bok's going to show...
There's the
kick back under the tower. What's the play now? Dark Portrait's out, but the damage, it's minimal. No one else is jumping Unknown, so they deal with the Dark Portrait. Yowei, he wants to find the easier target into the Undying, but instantly looking to buy back and rejoin the fight. Unknown's gonna be cautious. There's the kickback. Okay. Aegis claimed.
Megas.
Alright though, Megas are gonna keep them locked in for the moment. Unknown still has the BKB to work with. Krish the backline though, but meanwhile, defensive telekinesis offers the reposition for Unknown, but they're still hunting. They're still looking to take the fight. The Doom is out, but meanwhile, Crush, that's a beautiful arena onto 3, splitting the fight in half, so the follow-up is lacking. Bok's gonna kick the Medusa into the middle of the fight, but that is exactly where Unknown wants to be positioning. The buybacks are starting to rein in, but I don't think it matters anymore. You had this one opportunity, and not okay. Oh, well, they'll get her. They're gonna get her in the end, but like the consequences.
Because you're not going to lose the lane. You're going to have a tower taker. You're going to have someone that can scale against the Medusa, and they just didn't do it.
Look at Trazam's positioning. There's a bit split for the team, so it should be a free kill onto the Undying. Who's TPing? It's going to be Mercury. The pop to Lincoln's Doom is out, protected for the BKB for the moment, but Yolway used his early as well. So Lesh is still going to tick out in the end, and wait, they kicked him out of Arena. So everyone lives on TNC. Can they all make it out? Yolway jumping Crusher, BKB protected for the moment, once again splitting him away from the Medusa. Refresher's going to be popped, so offering Crush the defensive factor with the BKB if required.
All the while, though, Tier 4, nothing that you do feels right on TNC right now, just because of how far behind you are.
Summit. They're playing under the ward. They're going to look to blow up the Medusa. Chris dealing with the backline supports as well. Look at Unknown's damage. Rips apart the Doom. Yolway is really hesitant to jump. Finally, he's going to show his cards. It's a lot of damage onto the Medusa for the moment. The man is being burnt, but Yolway's charging to the middle. One more shot. Gets the Phantom Assassin, and with that kill, that will be all she wrote for our second game. We are going the distance here for our first series of the Summer Tour.
Now, that was a lot more like I expected in game number 1, right? Summit, they just have the far superior draft in my eyes, and they didn't make any huge mistakes. You know, there was a surprise one, of course, but that was after they'd got the Megas, so it didn't feel quite so bad. Still, though, there were a couple of shaky decisions there, but I really want TNC in game number 3 to focus a lot more about the lanes, because I mentioned before the issues with the Tusk.
Finding a time to be able to answer this with the offlane hero for Bok. There we go. Not a bad Underlord game.
It's not a bad Underlord game, but it has the potential of being a horrible
party. A couple more right clicks, but maybe it's hesitant about diving under the tower. Meanwhile, Trazam's still getting chased. Carlo has got another Shackles back up. It's 2 points in the Shackles as well, so Krish can close the distance, pump in the damage of the Storm Spirit, and find his first stacks. Mid lane might be eyeing up the Ember. Mercury doesn't see Carlo's position. It's got to be cautious. They're going to be baiting Krish at the moment, but yeah, Krish, he doesn't have the level 6. In goes the Ember Spirit, but maybe he's overplayed his hand. As in the end, Krish finds another kill, and this is setting up for bottom. Let's see. Oh, Crush popped out a drag. Looks like just a farming ulti. Should have the magic damage to go through him. He's pretty close to the tier 1 tower, but the rotations can come through. Double bracer with the wand. He's actually more tanky than I was expecting. If anyone came earlier, who knows the turnaround potential, as Krish was falling low, Yolway at half health as well, but Carlo that has to enter. It is daytime, but can always pogo stick on forward. And Krish gonna look to rotate down as well to offer the damage required. He's targeting Trazam at the moment. Hook shot into the middle, trapping them inside with the cogs, but Carlo, the Serpent Wards on top of the stand line. Unknown's gonna walk up as well. They're bringing their numbers to take the fight on Summit, but Unknown, he's got to respect the damage coming through for the Undy, but Bok doesn't get the kill. So in the end, a 2-for-1, even Yolway feeling the importance of the fight.
They do it for Afu and SMG. Carlo this time around was given 2 full creep waves on the bottom side.
Gonna be caught out in the river. There we go. Hookshot with the Inkswell combination, but the damage, again, it's lacking when the Netherward is dropped. A long zip hit from Krish. They will be able to secure the first. Onto the second they go. Krish is not going to have too much mana to work with, but... Like how did they not kill Mavis? TNC are going to look to play around mid. They get the D-Ward on the high ground. Into the Dragon Knight they go. Trazam's going to try and counter-initiate. The Soulbind is out disrupting the backline, but it looks like it's not going to do enough. Crush still is killed off. And the Serpent Ward's pummeling to the tower.
Making sure to micro those specific...
For, in regards to items, for him to feel comfortable with showing up to a lot more team fights.
Well, he's going this Aghanim Shard build again, which I like, but he actually went for the Healing Ward cooldown instead of the Blade Fury duration at level 15.
Mid lane, Bok. He's taking a lot of damage to start. Unexpected burst potential. The life drain's not going to be enough to keep him alive, so a 1-for-1 to start as Mercury deals with Mavis on the back line, but you have to respect Yahweh and the damage coming through from the Tiny. Unknown protective for the moment, but Summit, they're going to look to try and retreat out. What's going on in the back line? Hang on a second, Carlo? Clockwork's incredibly deep, trying to a 1v1 a fellow support. Trezam and Carlo both limp away. They even get the first life. Summit somehow doing the help of the double damage rune, and they get a tier 1 tower. But that's a... They gotta go now.
Make sure he gets that as quickly as he can.
They gotta go now. They're gonna do so. Just waiting for him to step over the mark. The pogo into the instant hex. Mercury gets out though. They didn't want to try and control him off the back of the shackles, and now Dire, they've entered the fight. Crush is falling lower and lower. Protected for the decrypt. That is beautiful from Mavis. And Dire, they got to get out. Summit, you cannot stick around now for the longer drawn out fight. Giving the mana back to Krish. Long zip on the high ground. Utilizing the arcane route, but he's going to get penalized for it. Entering Summit's territory. Now Mercury wants to hit back onto another support as Carlo. Easy pickings. Box the next on the Engenderer. BKB TPR will be successful, but... yeah, running away from the team. No, don't go for this unknown.
Oh, the spin.
They fight. The rest of the team's coming. Spins on cooldown. Remnant to the middle. Instantly, Mercury's going to try and deal with the backup. It's of the Juggernaut's in trouble. The double vortex and all the cleave damage unknown, though. Still alive. The healing ward will keep the Juggernaut healthy. Now, he might be able to go back in afterwards. Once again, TNC expending a lot to start the fight. Meanwhile, the backline has been ripped apart, but they still got to be cautious as Yahweh gets the chain control. But the Ember's going to buy back. A lot of importance on Summit to turn this fight around. But look at the hesitancy. A Pit and Bok is out thanks to the Fiend's Gate, and now the buyback on Ember gets him absolutely nothing.
Oof.
It's not the worst. Oh, there's a DD. Don't let him get it. Oh, you're gonna let Mercury get it. Do they have the damage with just these heroes? Yahweh standing the wings, waiting for an opportunity to pounce, but now with the backline, you gotta be cautious. You group up because Mercury jumps the Pogner. Now he's gonna be onto Carlo as well. Meanwhile, in the river, Bok just gets ripped apart as TNC overstep the boundary. Summit show up in big fashion and find 3 heroes with their pants down.
Coming out from the likes of Mavis. This time around, I would be very surprised if Unknown isn't the one.
This is huge. Crush, he's going to jump there, all grouped up under the wall. Look at the follow hook shot as well. Running into Bok. Unknown's going to be able to join the fight, but the Tiny's getting ripped apart. He's trying to stand his ground on Yahweh, but is the damage really going to be enough to turn the fight? It looks like it's not. A Summit vision once again. Damage rune as well. And again, Dire, they have the vision advantage, so they might be able to haul up once again around the triangle to take the fight as Yahweh charging in blind. He doesn't see anyone on Summit. You'd hate to force out an early BKB, but he's going to be put in that position to do so. Mercury just tearing apart the backline one by one. He's out of mana. Now with the damage, Yahweh's starting to pump in, but it will not matter. She's out at the last second. Yahweh's gone. Box the next to fall as well by the tier 3 tower. It's Summit. They're doing it. They're taking the fight. TNC, they don't have the answers right now.
Yeah, and they have the buybacks, but...
I don't know how they're going to do it on TNC, but somehow you need to jump the Jug and force Summit to group up. The supports need to reveal themselves to protect the Jug, because they're not clumping up on the backline. You're always hunting. Avatos finds one support. Krish going to try and deal with the other as well. There's the combo. Enough to get rid of the clockwork. But now Yahweh's outside the base, and with the leash combining 2 heroes together, that's a dieback on Yahweh. Now the hook shot back in onto Carlo, and they're going to call it quits as the open qualifier team taking TNC down 2-1.
Oh boy, enjoy your points, Summit betters, because I feel like you would be outnumbered pretty heavily by the TNC fans, and really respectable performance coming through from them. I was a little concerned with some of the decision making that we saw from them at times in games 1 and 2, but this time around, particularly Unknown, he has to be the MVP of the series for mine.
Right.